name is Donna Charlevoix, and I'm here at the Globe Program Office in Boulder, and I'm joined by my colleague, John Lang, who is the technical manager. And today what we wanted to do was just give you a preview of the website and also of how to participate in the Student Climate Research Campaign once the new website comes online. A few technical notes. You will notice that there is a Q&A box, and that's for if you have questions. Right now, you all can hear us, but you don't have the ability to have audio, and so we would love for you to type your questions in the Q&A box. The other thing that you should notice, the second item, is that there's a speaker icon at the top of your screen. That should be green. You can also adjust your volume levels if you're having difficulty hearing by adjusting the speaker volume. And if you have challenges that you're not able to resolve on your own, if you send an email to climatecampaign@globe.gov, we have some staff who are monitoring that email address, and they'll be able to help you get back on. We're going to try to hold this to 20 or 25 minutes, and so let's get started. So as I said, this is an overview webinar to introduce you to the new website and show you a little bit about some of the functionality in what they call collaboration groups that we're going to be using for the climate campaign. I'm going to start out by giving you a little bit of background on where we're at and where we're headed, and then I'm going to turn things over to John Lang, who's going to give you a tour. I will very briefly show you the climate campaign functionality and then answer any questions that you might have. And of course, if you have questions along the way, type them into that Q&A box and we will answer them as we can. So it's very much, there's much anticipation here in our office, and I'm sure throughout the world in the Globe community, and you are all aware from the messaging that's gone out and from the annual meeting that we had last July that we are getting a full new information architecture system and technical system, including a website. And what you can expect is a way that you can really easily connect with the community. So you'll be able to connect to one another much more easily. You'll be able to communicate any needs with the Globe Program Office much more easily, and there should be a lot more transparency associated with the program. The other thing that we're really excited about is that with this new website, you're going to be able to build capacity within your area, and this is really important because you're not going to need a lot of resources to be able to promote Globe and participate in Globe. I know a lot of you have your own websites devoted to Globe, and we have the ability to actually have you use the framework that we're setting up here so that you can save some money, save some resources, and have kind of everything in one place. So right now, as some of you know, the website is in beta testing. We have a user group who is logging in and testing the system, making sure it works, and as they find little bugs and glitches, those are being reported back to us and to the contractors, and they're making those changes. We're getting some really great, super positive feedback from our beta testers. And that's really encouraging for all of us here who are trying to make sure that the website is ready to go as soon as possible. And the main message that our communications director, Ron Zwerin, asked me to share with you, and I echo it, and I know John echoes it too, is that we are here to help. This is going to be a whole new website. It's going to be completely different from anything that Globe has ever had before, and so if there's any questions or concerns or you need assistance, we're here to help you and to make sure that you have everything that you need. So without further ado, I'm going to turn the webinar over to John Lang, who is the technical manager for the Globe Program Office, and he's going to show us a little bit about the website and do an introduction. So John?
Hi everybody, it's John Lang. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Just wave your arms up and down if you can. and we'll move forward and kind of show you around. Hopefully on your screen now you're seeing the front page of the globe.gov website, and it's currently under development, so some things might change a little bit as we fine-tune items, but this is the general look and feel. You'll notice there's a globe up here which has some little dots on it which contain news items, which you can scroll down through and you can link out to things and see what's going on there. That's kind of a nice feature. And there's a news section and an events section, as well as data entry, student zone, profiles on people that are doing interesting, exciting things, and a link into the globe, more about the globe. So this website is a little different than most websites you might have used. It's actually called a portal, and a portal is actually made out of little components called portlets, which are these little areas like the globe community and the Interdata community and the Twitter feed. Those are all little portlets that we can put into pages. So to navigate around this, you'll see in the upper right hand side there is a sign in and a go to. And hang on, I'm actually getting a little screen here. It's popping up. And the go-to will actually show you the communities you've joined and belong to. And if you click on your name after you've signed in, it'll actually take you to your account where you can edit stuff like your password and your title, and you can put in identification information if you'd like to, phone numbers and email addresses people can get hold of you in. And that is generally presented, the information is presented in your My page. So you have a little map of where you're located, and you have a picture of who you are, and you'll have announcements, you'll have your data entry page. And I'm not actually a data entry qualified person, so mine is just showing you the site that I'm connected to, but I have no way to add data to it. Sometimes you'll have a blog set up if you're qualified to blog, and you'll have this collaboration section which will have your friends that you're connected to. You'll have a wall section that you can actually post to people and put stuff up on the wall. You'll have a map showing where your friends are located. You'll have the activities they're engaged in. And down here you'll actually have the groups that you belong to. And that actually is kind of interesting because people can see what groups you belong to and they can go check those groups out. And if I click on something like Scrc, it brings me to the page. And you'll have a bunch of tabs that feature different areas. And depending on what area and what community you're in, you'll get different things. But one of the important things to do is this Members tab. When you first go into a community that you're not part of, you'll actually have something up here that says Join Community. And that's what actually hooks the community back into your go-to section and allows you to be part of that community. And you can also leave the community if you wanted to. It tells you who's the members, and you can look and see who's in there. There's also discussions where you can start a new thread, or you can comment on threads. You can look at recent posts, just your posts, and some of the things you'll see are obviously you're not going to see them in your page potentially, because I've got a lot of administrator rights, so that there may be features that you see that aren't quite available in your section, but some of you will be doing management and content, so you will see some of these things. Under documents, you'll have useful documents that allow you to go in and find stuff. So there'll be, like, if there was videos in there, there would be videos back in there. There's folders here with different things in them that allow you to store and look at stuff. And there's also a useful links page that provides resources as well. And those aren't quite filled in yet as we're still building this up. But that's a really basic overview of some of the areas. I could take you back through the tabs a little bit here. There's a teaching and learning section, an explore science section. There's a community section, which is kind of interesting because you have a map in there, which you can look for your schools, regional offices, teachers, different categories of people that belong to this area. And if you click on them and zoom in, you could start seeing their schools, and you'll actually get a little pop-up that'll show you the school. And you can change the way this map displays if you want to. You can also zoom in and out, so you actually get a feel for what the data looks like from the satellite. Let's see. There's a news section. There's an events section, which will tell you some of the things going on. And right now we don't have any workshops loaded into this system because, again, it's still in beta. So data entry right now is just test data. Workshops aren't really, we haven't started using these yet to put them in here because we don't have the community hasn't joined us yet. And then there's also a section about how to join Globe and participate. And that's pretty much what I've got for you today. I'll hand it back to Donna now if you want to go ahead and take that back, Donna.
Okay, great. Thank you, John. For those of you that are listening in, if you have questions about the website, I know it was a lot of information very quickly. Please go ahead and put those in the Q&A box. And I'll give you a minute to do that. And please continue to do that as I kind of tour around a little bit. I wanted to take a minute or so to show you targeted areas of the website, specifically the climate campaign, and a little bit about where the teacher's guide is going to be, because that is probably the #1 resource that the community uses. So hopefully you all are seeing my screen. Just one moment here. Okay, so I'm going to try to adjust this a little bit. I wanted to make sure that everybody could see everything. So as John pointed out, the main navigation is along this row. And we don't, if you look closely at this, you'll notice that there's no link to Teacher's Guide. And that was a strategic decision that was supported by our sponsors and with the community group that we had who advised us on the development of the website. And so instead of a teacher's guide, we have information split between teaching and learning and explore science. And teaching and learning is a lot of the teacher resources that we've had on our traditional Globe website for teachers. And so a lot of them look pretty familiar to you. Elementary Globe is there, assessment tools, Globe across the curriculum. And next to it is Explore Science. The Explore Science section also has topics that are familiar to you, for instance, the Globe investigations. And there's some new ones. The Student Zone is a new addition. Scientist Blog is a new addition only in that it's more prominently located on the website. And Field Campaigns is another new area. The Field Campaigns is where the Student Climate Research Campaign is located. But before we go there, let me just click on the Globe Investigations. So this is, in essence, the bulk of the teacher's guide. So we have all of our investigation areas outlined here. And then if I were to click on any of these investigation areas, it would take me to the collaboration grouping for that area. This is very similar to what John just pointed out. So we have an overview of information. So we'll have links to different elements of the teacher's guide here. The at a glance, the introduction, information, a summary of protocols, learning activities, and so on. If you look at the tabs across the top, there's a members. So if you click on the members tab, it shows all the people who have joined that community. You can see we've got some test teachers in there. We also have a tab for protocols. And this is where you would find all of the documents, the protocol documents. And if you click on it, it should open up, it will open up that PDF right now. The learning activities are also available. And we've also, one thing that's really nice about this website is that we've also have the ability to link to things very easily that are in other places in the website. So if you're interested in atmosphere and climate learning activities, you might also be interested in the elementary globe learning activities. We have discussion forums, we have a document library, and useful links. So we have this for each of the investigation areas. If we come over here to field campaigns, we have our primary campaign is the Student Climate Research Campaign. We have some ongoing field campaigns such as Globe at Night, the Earth System Science projects have a tab there, and then we also have an archive of past campaigns. So if we just click on the Student Climate Research Campaign, you'll notice a very familiar structure already. This tabbed format shows an overview. So here we have the basic information about the campaign. We have a tab for members. And if you have been participating in the campaign on our current website, you'll recall that there is a join survey. So it asks you to fill out a couple of questions and then you've joined the SCRC. What we're going to be doing on the new website is we don't need that survey anymore because the ability to join a campaign is built into the website. So you can join the community and you can see all the other people who have joined. You can see all the activities of those members, if they're posting discussion forums, or if they're uploading documents, things of that nature. The next three tabs are the main components of the SCRC. We have the Climate Foundations, and we're going to be populating this with more information in the next 2 or 3 weeks. But here's where you can find the new learning activities that were created for Globe, taking you from Globe weather data to looking at climate, and a second activity called What is Your Climate Classification? There's a link to the IOPs, and so here there's an overview of what the IOPs are with links to each of them and a schedule. We have a tab for the research investigations, which we'll be populating more content on soon. And the best part about this website, I think, in my humble opinion, is the ability for us to communicate through discussion forums. And you'll notice that there's already a post that I posted about World Water Day and how we can connect water and climate if people are interested in participating. And then there could be responses to that so we can have community discussions. It's our hope that really this is all community driven and that you find resources that are helpful to you related to climate and you share them with each other here. We also will have the ability to share documents, and this is something that we've never been able to do before. The folder will have a Globe program documents, and so this will contain all of the things like the teacher's guide and the learning activities for the climate campaign and things that have been produced by Globe. But we have the ability to share resources. So if you have a great resource that you use in the classroom or that that you found to be very helpful, an external resource, you have the ability to share that document through the group document. So if you're a member of this community, if you join the SCRC here, you can actually upload documents and share them here. And that is absolutely what we had planned to do right from the start. This is our framework for the community to participate in a campaign. And so we're all so excited that we have this ability now. We have the framework set up, and then the community can populate it and really make it their campaign. The last link that we have is useful links, and in here, this is actually a set of global bookmarks, and we will be populating some recommended online resources and links, websites for climate campaign activities. So I'm going to minimize this a little bit. Okay, so there is a question that came in. Thank you very much, Jerry. The question is, do you plan to have YouTube videos or something similar to this webinar that will be generally available for teachers, etc., to help them learn to use the website? Fabulous question, and thank you very much for asking. The answer is yes, absolutely. In fact, Ron Zwerin, who is the new head of communications, is working very closely with several groups, including NASA Goddard, to produce some short video tutorials that will help teachers, scientists, partners, navigate the website, and those where they're housed, whether it's on YouTube or whether it's actually housed right on the main web page, that's still to be determined. But we absolutely believe that there needs to be a lot of support and a lot of easy resources to find that aren't going to require you to email someone or wait for some kind of reply. So are there other questions that people have? And keep in mind, what you saw here today may be very different when we launch the website live, because it's very dynamic right now. A lot of the people who are beta testing the website are providing really important feedback that is actually changing certain elements in terms of the look and the feel of the website, as well as some of the way the website works. So a couple of things that I wanted to make sure were very clear, and it can be a little bit confusing because there's so much going on. Right now, if you go to the Globe website, you have two options. You have www.globe.gov, and we also have classic.globe.gov. And the content is split between the two, and it's less than ideal. And so when we finish the beta testing of this website, this new website will go live. It will have the URL www.globe.gov, and the two websites that you are currently familiar with will, in essence, not be available. They're going to be replaced. And so we're very excited about this because it's going to allow a central location for all the content with all the extra functionality, a framework so that the community can really communicate with one another. As I mentioned in response to the question that came in, we are going to provide informational videos on how to log in and how to navigate the site, and we're trying to make those as short and informative as possible so that it will be as easy to transition as it possibly can. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that we do plan right now to have additional webinars similar to this, both on how to use the website and also how to participate in the climate campaign. And those will be scheduled closer to when we have our live launch date. And we will likely have some even after that time. If there is a particular topic that you're interested in and you really hope that we have a webinar on, please, you can send that to me or to John Lang. You can send it to climatecampaign@globe.gov, and we will pass that on and use that to help determine what other webinars we might do. The last thing that I wanted to say was that we do have another webinar scheduled for February 27th, so in about 2 weeks, and that is going to focus on participation in the Student Climate Research Campaign. We will hold it 2 different times, the same time as these webinars today. And the webinars that we hold are all recorded and available for later viewing on our website. So I want to thank everyone for taking the time to participate. We're going to sign off now, and we look forward to hearing from you, and have a fabulous day or evening wherever you might be. Thanks, everyone.